Howdy, my name is Sadie. Welcome back to the channel. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't check out the last video, make sure you check out the last video. It's actually some crazy news. Today, we got some more crazy news from the Cosmic Wonder. Breaking. Sadie Sink Spider-Man character revealed for brand new day.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Cosmic Wonder. Today we got some really amazing news for Spider-Man, both for Spider-Man Brand New Day and for Spider-Man in Avengers Doomsday. Now, for Spider-Man Brand New Day, Sadie Sink has officially been cast.
Okay, so this mean this character that she's playing, she's gonna be playing this character for the rest of the time she's in the MCU, for the rest of her contract, pretty much. Now, before he says who it is, I honestly think it might be Jean Grey, the young version of Jean Grey. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think it's going to be, because I did hear they are trying to get a young cast for the new X-Men. You know, like they're going to use the old cast, and then like after that movie, they're going to bring in new X-Men. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't forget they are at a school. So there's a lot of young kids with powers at that school. Y'all can't forget that. So there is a possibility of a whole new group of kids becoming an X-Men because of that school. And what if it's because Dr. Doom comes and get the people that are now the X-Men, and now the kids from the school got to step up and they get chosen to be a part of the group? You know what I mean?
A mystery role, but it looks like we might finally know who she's playing. And if this report is true, it's exactly what I wanted. I think this will lead to an amazing story for Spider-Man Brand New Day. It will involve the story with the multiverse and the events that are taking place in Avengers Doomsday, and could lead to a very satisfying reunion in Avengers Doomsday or in Avengers Secret Wars if Marvel Studios pulls it off. But when it comes to Avengers Doomsday, I know that Tom Holland hasn't officially gotten a chair for Marvel Studios, and there have been reports that he's perhaps not going to be in Avengers Doomsday. Because
I did hear that they're trying to work on a contract or something like that. They're trying to get him to sign it. They're trying to get a good deal for him to come into Avengers Doomsday. But it looked like, honestly, I don't see how he's gonna be in Avengers Doomsday. Well, I ain't gonna lie, I can see how he can be, because isn't Spider-Man 4 going to be happening at the same exact time the stuff that's happening in Avengers Doomsday is happening? You know what I'm saying? Like they said the events that are happening in Avengers Doomsday and Spider-Man 4 are happening at the same exact time. Or are they just saying they're filming at the same exact time? They're filming both movies at the same time. Because that's honestly the difference right there. You know what I'm saying? So I could see him being in the movie, because ain't he supposed to meet Dr. Doom at some point? Like he's, you know, because the Tony Stark face thing and everything like that. But what if they saving that for Spider-Man 4?
Because he's going to have to film the Odyssey and Spider-Man Brand New Day. But since Spider-Man is one of the main faces of the MCU right now, it would make sense for him to be in Avengers Doomsday, and
Hungry Root is
apparently Marvel Studios thinks that as well. We have a new report that they're working on getting him in Avengers Doomsday. And of course, we'll break it all down for you in this video. Now, Sadie Sink has been a pretty hot topic since she was announced to be cast for Spider-Man Brand New Day. Marvel Studios was and currently is casting for the new X-Men team, so Jean Grey got thrown out there a lot about who she could be possibly playing. However, once the report actually came out from an official source, they did
she might play Mayday
rumors that she was going to play Jean Grey, but insiders came out and said they haven't heard that is who she is going to play. On top of that, we have heard things like Black Cat is going to appear in Spider-Man Brand New Day, or perhaps Spider-Gwen. So perhaps Sadie Sink was going to possibly...
Bro, they cannot bring Spider-Gwen into this and not bring Miles Morales. There's no way, bro. We saw in the little animated Spider-Man movie with Miles, bro. That's his girl, bro. And I'm gonna be honest, bro. Now that I think about it, this is crazy. Old boy who play damn, what's his name from Stranger Things? I forgot his name, bro. I'm gonna put a picture up. He plays her boyfriend in that show. So what if they like, you know, you might as well just bring him in Spider-Man, because they already have a good connection being on set together. Like they already have pretty good chemistry on set together. So it would honestly be perfect to make him Miles Morales. I think his name is Khalid. Bro,
one of these.
And I honestly think that might be their plan.
Report from John Roca on the Hot Mic podcast, he says that it's actually not any of these characters, but he has heard something different.
They together in Stranger Things,
and according to him and
Spider-Gwen and Miles Morales,
Sadie Sink is going to be playing Mayday, Parker. And he does
See,
seem
I heard
to
that too,
specify
though.
that this is going to be Mayday Parker, the daughter of Peter Parker, but specifically the daughter of Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker. Yeah. Take a listen to what he said right here.
Because I just got a text from someone, a source, who said something, and they said they've heard that Sadie Sink is playing Mayday Parker. So connecting to the Tobey universe, he's her daughter. But that's what they've.
But that's gonna be so hot. It's
John
gonna be
Rocco
crazy
would
how they
continue
gonna
to go on and say that she is the teenage daughter of Peter Parker, Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker, and she comes from a different universe. And I think if Marvel Studios decides to do this, it's a brilliant idea for a few different reasons. But one being, I think it is really important that they explore variants from other universes as we really get into Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. That's why I think that the Fantastic Four film being set in another universe is a brilliant idea. We need to see the multiverse saga in full effect. So I think that this would be an incredible move from Marvel Studios, and I do think that it would set up an incredible reunion for Tobey Maguire to return and reunite with Tom Holland's Peter Parker. And I think this could...
Oh, the story could be Mayday kind of get, I guess, lost or something like that, and get somehow ends up in a different dimension, you know what I'm saying, or a different universe. And Toby's like, yo, I gotta find my daughter. And that's the reason why he decides to come. And that's how all the Spider-Man come back and meet with each other again, bro. But I don't know about Andrew Garfield. I feel like bro really getting left out, bro. And I kind of feel for him. Because he was one of my, I ain't gonna lie, he was probably the best Spider-Man when it comes to like, when it comes to showing emotion and stuff like that. He was the best Spider-Man for that, bro. I'm not gonna lie. He's the best actor out of all of the three. He's the best actor, bro. I'm not gonna cap. I'm just putting it out there, bro. Andrew Garfield, he did his thing when he played Spider-Man. That's why I feel like he should get a little story, but I don't think they really can think of anything they can do with him, I guess. So, I mean, he could be the Spider-Man from the comic, not the comic, but the Spider-Man from Miles Morales animated movie, the one with the robe, the one who was lonely. He could be that Spider-Man. I can see Andrew Garfield playing that Spider-Man.
Way bigger effect than most people realize on the character
now with all
Tom Holland's Peter Parker. Because Tom Holland's Peter Parker has struggled a lot. And in Spider-Man No Way Home, we have learned that Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker has also struggled a lot. But in that moment when they're all talking to each other about girlfriends and getting angry and no longer pulling punches and such, Tobey's Peter Parker gave Andrew some hope when he said, "We make it work," telling the other Spider-Man that it is possible. It takes work, but it is possible to have somewhat of a normal life, at least the most normal you could, being Spider-Man. So I think Tom Holland's Peter Parker becoming good friends with Mayday Parker, who is from a different universe, Tobey Maguire's universe, one would not only just be super cool to see Spider-Man and Spider-Girl teaming up together, which would kind of satisfy what we've heard Sony wants from Spider-Man Brand New Day, kind of a bigger, more multiversal film that has the other Spider-Man returning to it. Perhaps we don't get hard, bro. I hope to see a lot of fighting returning, but we do get Mayday Parker instead, and maybe Tobey shows up at the end. And two, like I just said, it makes it a multiversal film that connects to Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars in a really big way. And I personally...
Damn, now that I think about it, bro, because you know how Yelena, bro, Florence Pugh, that's her name, you know what I'm saying? She was talking about what kind of Avengers team, who she would want. That's so crazy. She was talking about who she would want on her team if she got to choose if she got to choose the characters to put on her team for the Avengers, right? And she said Spider-Man. What if, bro, they make it to where Mayday Parker joins one of the Avengers groups? Because at this point, bro, I'm starting to think it's gonna be at least four to six Avengers groups by the time we get to Avengers Secret Wars, bro. Because Sam Wilson's supposed to make his team, and I'm not sure if he's gonna make it. And we know that Yelena has her own. You know what I'm saying? So, and then we know Iron Man, we know they got theirs, even though theirs kind of fell apart in a sense. But we know they got theirs, and then we know that there's gonna be a new Avengers. So, bro, there's gonna be like 9 or 10 different groups of Avengers, bro. And it seemed like they starting to bring in all these Spider-Man, because I really feel like you cannot have an Avengers group without a Spider-Man in it, bro. I feel like Spider-Man is a key character in every Avengers group, bro. That's just me personally, bro. Spider-Man is very important.
Love to see Tobey
Male or
Maguire
female.
Spider-Man back in action, swinging with his daughter, Mayday Parker, who
It would be
apparently
dope to
and
see
reportedly,
his
that's
daughter,
who Sadie
though.
Sink is
I really
going
want to
be
see
playing. Again, I personally love this.
Bro, I know I'm pausing up. I got questions, bro. If she really is playing Mayday Parker, bro, I wonder if she gonna be more powerful than her dad and Tom Holland's Peter Parker, because she's born with the ability of, you know, the spider stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I wonder if she gonna have different abilities, or if she gonna be stronger, or you know what I mean, or is her web is gonna be thicker, or is gonna be made out of metal. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder what kind of power ups is she gonna have based off the fact she was born with the powers and she wasn't bitten. You know what I'm saying? Because that makes a difference. Being bitten and being born with the power, I feel like that should be a real big difference. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like they might show that.
I think it could lead to some.
So I really want to see her put hands and feet on
Avengers
people.
Secret Wars. But go ahead, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Now, going on to Avengers Doomsday. According to reliable insider Daniel Richman, Marvel Studios does want Tom Holland's Spider-Man to appear in Avengers Doomsday. However, they still have to work out a deal with Tom Holland. Now, when he first said this and the news first came out, a lot of people started to state that Marvel Studios wants Tom Holland's Spider-Man in Avengers Doomsday, but they haven't worked out a deal with Sony yet. And yeah, you could understand how somebody would jump to.
Bro, I'm finna jump because he about to say, I see how people finna jump. I'm finna jump the gun anyway. Sony, stop being stingy. Y'all can make bread with Marvel, bro. Why y'all being so stingy? Like, what's the angle, bro? Why are they gatekeeping Spider-Man like this? Like, I get it, it's their IP, you know what I'm saying? But y'all ain't releasing no movies or nothing right now with Spider-Man, bro. And maybe it's because of the fact that he's in the MCU. So y'all like, bro, if we do make a movie with Spider-Man, it'll kind of be like, you know, it wouldn't make sense. But I mean, they can do something with Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. Leave Tom Holland alone for right now, bro. Let him do his thing with the MCU, bro. Y'all gonna make y'all money, bro. I promise.
Conclusion, however, Daniel RPK then commented about this, stating, "Sorry, just now seeing this. A deal with Holland himself, not Sony. I didn't say anything about Sony." He then went on to say, "There's already a deal with Sony, but they still need to finalize the financial agreement with."
Oh, okay. What Tom's trying to do? Is he trying to get like a multi-deal, like a multi-year deal? Or is he trying to get like a 1-year contract type thing, like a 10-day contract, NBA player type thing? He just trying to hoop for one game? Or is he trying to hoop for the franchise for a long time? Because you do got to know, like, once you are in the MCU, you play a certain character, you're most likely going to be playing that character for the next 3-4 years. You're going to keep getting that call back, like, yo, you want, like, we need you for the next movie, nigga. He probably thinking about that, like, what other things am I going to be doing for, like, the next few years? He's probably thinking about, you know, the future right now,
and
like,
work out
what he want to do with his future.
The scheduling is most likely the hardest part, because he has to film. Well, one, he has to film Spider-Man Brand New Day, which has to get started movies and all that here within the next few months, because it comes out a few months after Avengers Doomsday. Doomsday comes out.
I'm gonna just say, in Tom Holland we trust, bro.
Spider-Man Brand New Day comes out July 31st of 2026. So they got to start that soon. But he's also filming the Odyssey. He's doing that right now. So yeah, scheduling could be a little tough, but they could definitely make it work, especially if he's on the set for Spider-Man Brand New Day and Doomsday at the same time. It's possible. However, that does make it pretty difficult for Tom Holland. It'll be hard on him physically and mentally, which is probably why
which you do not want in Spider-Man 4. You do not want no Spider-Man that don't swing. You don't want no Spider-Man that's not gonna crawl the wall because he just don't feel like it. You need Spider-Man at his top tier of fitness. Tom Holland's probably thinking about all that, like, bro, it's gonna be a lot, but if I can find a way to kind of give myself some time to get you know, some relaxed time and spend some time with my boo Zendaya, then I'm cool. But it's a contract.
Haven't exactly.
So you got to make sure he's really cool with it.
Tom Holland did an interview recently where he talked about how much he is grown as an actor and as a person, and he actually talked
he's gonna
about
have a stunt double,
stating that when he first came on as Spider-Man and just an actor in general, he thought that he didn't really have any control of really anything that he was doing, because he was an actor who was just starting off. So he pretty much just kind of agreed to things things and didn't try to negotiate, because when you're just starting off, you don't really have that
just
power.
Like I said,
now,
he's thinking now.
He does. And he stated that he can now say no to things that he doesn't want to do. And now he has more power to negotiate. And he said all this very humbly. Not from like a power position, but for a position
he just letting it be known, like
I know I have physically, mental health wise. And I'm sure all of that is coming up with Spider-Man.
I gotta look out for myself.
And Avengers Doomsday. It's going to be a lot of work. However, I can't really see an Avengers Doomsday without Tom Holland Spider-Man.
And I just thought about it, bro. All the movies he's filming right now are all action movies, bro. And I think he's the main character in all the action movies, like one of the main characters. So he's gonna be filming a lot of action scenes. So yeah, I feel him on that. I wasn't even thinking about that. I forgot Odyssey is gonna be like ain't they gonna have like swords and stuff? If not, then forget what I said. But I believe Tom Holland gonna be doing action scenes in the Odyssey. You know what I'm saying? Or some type of jumping and swinging or something like that, climbing, running, rowing the canoe. Something. They gotta stop delaying stuff. I understand why they do it, but y'all gotta think about the actors y'all got that's on these contracts for like 4 or 3 years or whatever. When they filming other movies and stuff, they think y'all gonna kind of let them rest, but then y'all like, damn, y'all having this film back to back when y'all know we gotta go film a TV show or a skit for SNL. So you know what I mean?
The main faces of
that's
the
what the
MCU
problem is.
right
I feel like that's
we
their
kind
problem.
of
When they delay stuff,
main faces. It's a little more established after Captain America: Brave New World and the Thunderbolts. But in the Infinity Saga, we had Iron Man.
Good thing is the cast love doing it though.
Those were kind of the faces of the MCU, along with some of the other Avengers as well. Well, Marvel Studios hasn't exactly established those main characters in the main story driving the multiverse saga, because, well, it's just kind of been a little bit of a mess. But they're bringing it all back. Thunderbolts was awesome. Fantastic Four hopefully is going to be amazing. And Doomsday and Secret Wars, we know they're going to knock it out of the park. Man. So Marvel is basically bringing all of these stories together to revolve around one story, which is Doom. So it would make sense that they would have one of their most popular actors and characters in Avengers Doomsday, even if it's just for.
I really think he's gonna have a stun double, bro. Remember, he ran the mask.
No screen time in the movie. In fact, Dr. Doom is going to get.
We ain't gotta know it's not him.
Even if he just pops up at the end, I think it's still a really good idea to have Spider-Man in the movie. And if they do have him in Avengers Doomsday, that means you can do a lot of multiversal things in Spider-Man Brand New Day, which is what I believe they need to do. We can still get the grounded and straight level
he's
story,
for sure going to have
overall, we are about to go into Avengers Secret Wars, so the multiverse has to be an aspect of the film.
He probably goes
but it looks like we're about to see a lot more Spider-Man, and somebody else Sadie Sink suit might be playing Mayday Parker. And I will add, because I've seen some people talk about this does not seem to be a romantic interest of Peter Parker, and I really hope it's not, because that's a little weird. She is the daughter of a
I saw something this morning, bro, on Instagram. It was from a comic though. You know what I'm saying? That's what it looked like. And the daughter was in love with Peter Parker. I was like, bro, what the hell is this? I was like, Marvel better not do nothing like that. I'm glad he brought this up. Cause maybe he saw the same exact post I saw this morning, bro. Cause when I saw it, I was like, bro, what? I was like, bro, maybe I'm just tired. Let me wake up.
Technically him, and they're technically
or maybe
not
maybe they were going to release it and they didn't or something.
And she's the daughter of a different variant. But still, I don't know the rules, but it seems like they should stay away from any type of romantic situation there with Mayday and Tom Holland's Peter Parker. But go ahead, let me know your thoughts about all of this in the comments.
How y'all feel about her playing Mayday Parker, man? It seemed like that's the direction they going. I didn't hear him talk about her playing Jean Grey as much as he was talking about her playing Mayday. And it seemed like there's more of a storyline for Mayday Parker if they do choose to make Sadie Sink Mayday.